Embrace all that you are in service to the world and to your highest and most incredible life. The journey waits for no one. It begins now. This is a challenge from the internationally celebrated Ava Laura Gather Bahari. As an intuitive consultant and life coach, Ava Laura passionately assists individuals who dare to live their best lives. She takes her clients from whole to wholeness in their life, relationships, and business by guiding them through a powerful healing process that helps them discover who they are, who they wish to be, and how to get there. If now is the time for you to live a freedom-focused life, detox yourself of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and create an unrecognizable reality, then Ava Laura is the guide you've been waiting for. Ava Laura is a licensed graduate social worker who holds a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in social work. Additionally, she's a trained Reiki master, teacher, certified life coach and spiritual counselor, hypnotherapist, holistic aromatherapist, and yoga instructor. Help me to welcome Ava Laura Gather Bahari. Healing begins when we make a conscious shift to do so. Make a shift with Chakra Wanda at chakrawanda.weebly.com. Get weight loss and cleansing off to a fast start with the 9-day supply of the Cleansing and Fat Burning System. You may experience greater energy, weight loss boost, improved muscle tone, balanced digestion, reduced cravings. Find it at rectorwellness.com. I am so excited about our next guest. Thank you so much, Ava Laura, for agreeing and sharing your time and giving me the honor of having you as a guest. I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time out and having me as your guest.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, so I got to find out. I have to ask you this question. So with your business right now, was it something that you just randomly decided to get into the field that you're in, or was it more of like a supply and demand?
Great question. Actually, a lot of people don't necessarily know this about me, and I've been talking about it a little bit more, but my background is actually in social work. So I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. I got my master's degree in social work. And my last job, I was actually a program director at an outpatient mental health clinic.
Oh, wow.
And, I literally was playing small in the world. I was being Clark Kent instead of being Superwoman.
Yes.
I was this lowly social worker, and I thought I was making a difference. And I had spent all this time and energy into getting my degrees and, getting really excited about getting into the field of truly being able to help people. And what I found was that I was really simply helping people to maintain their dysfunction.
Wow.
I wasn't helping them to change. I wasn't helping them to grow. I wasn't helping them to transform. All the things that I wanted to do, I was not doing. The system literally was not set up for that. And the people that I was serving really didn't want to change. They didn't care. And so I found myself coupled with doing this work that wasn't really speaking to me, and then being in a very toxic environment in the outpatient mental health clinic with policies, procedures, gossip, backbiting, negative people. I mean, the whole nine. Wow. And I just found myself becoming very disillusioned, miserable, depressed. I went from being excited, rah, 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 I'm going to change the world, to like, what the heck am I doing here? And if I stay here any longer, like, I'm going to go postal. Like, I'm going to be one of those people you see on TV, like, what happened?
Oh, my gosh.
And it was like a daily decline of like my energy. Just, what am I doing? Why am I here? I can't stay here any longer, but I don't know what to do.
Wow.
Like, this is what I worked for. This is what, I said that I wanted. And now that I'm here, this ain't it.
Right.
So that's what happened to me. And so literally what happened was that I went on this retreat. I went on this weekend retreat and I got back to me. I started doing all the things that, I tell my clients now. I went back to doing yoga and meditation and praying and spending time in nature and really doing some extreme soulful self-care. And what happened was I literally prayed out to God, like, God, I don't know what to do. Like, I know that I can't stay here. You got to get me out of this place, but I don't know what to do. And it was one of those, on my hands and knees, boo-hoo,
right.
Tears, like just letting it all out,
Right.
And what happened was I got to work on a Monday morning. Mm-hmm. It was a regular day, and my boss called me into his office, and he fired me.
Wow.
Yeah, out of the blue. And I had never been fired from a job in my life.
Wow.
Yes. And so, needless to say, like, ego was pissed. My ego was like, wait, what? All this work I've been doing, and I've been busting my butt, and, rah, rah, rah.
Right.
That quiet spirit was just like, Ava Laura, this is what you've been praying for.
Yeah.
This is what you wanted, And so I listened to that voice. I tuned into that voice, and I had actually already had a vision board. If you see vision board, I've been doing vision boards for years, before the whole Secret in That Praise.
Right.
But I had a vision board for Ava Laura's Healing Center. And that was my vision. And so I took time. I literally took 6 months and I worked on me. And so, one of the things that I tell my clients is like, I truly practice what I preach. Mm-hmm. I don't tell you to do anything that I haven't done or I wouldn't do.
Wow.
I took time out. I worked on me. I did the healing work. I got help. And then 6 months later, I opened up Ava Laura's Healing Center. And that was a little over 10 years ago. And I have not looked back.
Wow. That literally just gave me chills. And I find that so I'm filled with emotion from that, because I think a lot of people allow that ego part of us to do all the talking, to do all the controlling, do all the thinking, that we literally end up blocking our blessings, or we end up blocking our true paths for our purpose, right?
Absolutely.
And for you to, and just give me a second, because I totally understand where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. There was a point where I didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. But I knew it wasn't this. I knew that, it wasn't me getting up every morning at 6 o'clock, hurrying my kids to daycare, rushing in stop and go traffic to work, to a job that I didn't like. I felt like each time that I tried to do something good, I was blocked. Gossip. Oh my goodness. All the gossip, the office politics, yeah, you're good at your work, but you know what? This person is my nephew, so I'm going to bring them on board. Know? And it was like I knew without a doubt that wasn't for me. So I went into my prayer room, right? Mm-hmm. I decided to start focusing. I ended up making a vision board as well. It was after that, the secret hype though, but that was something that was introduced to me through that movie. And I began to visualize. I began doing my meditation, and I actually came across my vision board that I made 10 years ago. And there's a picture of Oprah, right? I don't want to take it down and show you, so maybe I'll post it.
I actually have on this vision board here, Oprah's on here. I don't even know if you can see it, but it also says Super Soul Sunday on there, because you will see me on Super Soul Sunday for sure.
I hear that. Well, picture with Oprah, I put my picture on top of her guest, which was Johnny Depp, and we're both sharing some wine, and we're just chilling, and it was like, I had no idea I was going to start doing some interview show. I had no idea I was going to talk to amazing and phenomenal women like yourself, sharing their story and their testament, right? And so what's amazing to me is that once you realize, or once you move that ego out of the way, you start doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, God opens up so many doors.
Absolutely.
And he brings people into your life suited up, ready
Yes.
to help you, right? And so
and I'm glad that you said that brings people, because you know, one of the things that I get all the time in my work is people coming to me, hey, Laura, I need help. I don't know what to do. I've prayed and I'm waiting on God to answer my prayers. And I said, well, you're talking to me right now, right? And they're like, yeah. And I said, that's an answered prayer.
Yes.
God works through people. God is not going to just send down, you know, what you're looking for. God is going to bring the people into your life that can help you. That is how God works. And so if you have managed to somehow find me and be in the presence of me right now, and we're talking and I'm trying to see how I can help you, that is an answered prayer.
Yes. Yes.
So we have to stop feeling like we pray and then we wait. No. You pray and then you take action. You know, I prayed and I got fired from my job. Now, I could have decided, let me go ahead on and get another job.
Right.
But I said, absolutely not. Like, this is my answer prayer. So let me figure out how now I can go ahead and do what it is that God has called me to do. Because I know that I'm so much more than what I have been doing. And it's my job, if I don't know what it is, to figure it out.
Absolutely.
I need to get the people, the resources, whatever it is, to help me to figure that out and make it happen.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And, you know, I'm the worst joke teller there is, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. Okay. But it was about this man who, there was a flood. Let's just say it was the Great Flood. And he called, you know what I'm talking about. So
I know exactly what you're talking
joke.
about. Yeah. I mean, you know, there was a guy who, he was drowning.
Yes.
He was drowning and he was praying out to God, and he's like, God, please, you know, get me out of this flood. You know, I'm drowning.
Yes.
So God sends a speedboat, and the guy's like, hey, you know, come on, let me get you out of the flood. And the guy's like, no, I'm waiting on God.
Yes.
God's like, all right. Shh. He leaves. And then the guy's still praying like, God, help me, get me out of this mess, you know? And then the guy comes with a rowboat. And he's like, hey, come on, let me get you up out of here. And the guy's like, no, I'm waiting on God. Meanwhile, the water's slowly creeping up, you know, further and further and further, you know, to where this man is almost drowning. And then a guy comes in a helicopter and he's like, hey, come on, let me get you up out of here. Let me rescue you. He's like, no, I'm waiting on God. I was like, all right. So what happens? The guy drowns.
Yes.
Guy drowns, he gets to heaven, and basically it said, I don't know, St. Peter was like, so why are you here?
Right.
Why did you drown? He was like, well, I was praying to God. I was looking for God to help me, but God never came. Well, God sent you a speedboat. He sent you a rowboat.
Yes.
He sent you a helicopter. Take it.
Wow. See?
And that's what we do in life.
Yes,
That's what we do. We sit there and we wait and we pray. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I hear this. People who literally have taken years to work with me. I just talked to a woman this week who had been cyber stalking me for years. And she was like, Ava, I'm finally reaching out for help. And I'm like, what took you so long?
Right.
Literally, what took you so long? I mean, I understand that if you don't know where the resources are, but if the resources are they're presenting themselves to you, why aren't you taking advantage of them? Why aren't you using them? Why aren't you at least inquiring? You know, and that's what happens. We expect, you know, we have some very kind of false expectation of how God works in our lives and how our prayers are answered, and not understanding that, exactly like we said, that God works through people. There are no coincidences.
Right.
No coincidences. So if you pray for something and in the next breath somebody comes and say, hey, I do X, Y, and Z. Hello?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You got to be open. Like you have to, after you say that prayer, right? Or that visualization, whatever it is that you do, right? After you do it, you have to be open to receiving. Yes. And, you know, I don't know. I guess it's something that if people aren't used to doing it, they definitely have to train themselves and be very conscious and like, okay, I need to look, I need to open, I need to be aware, I need to be accepting. Sorry, I need to be all of these things in order to have my answer. So, you know, I'm curious though, when you decided to do what you do now,
Mm-hmm.
Were your family and your friends very supportive, or were they telling you, Ava Laura, no, you know what? That's sweet, but I think it would be better doing X, Y, Z.
So here's the thing, Natasha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest child of I have a brother and a sister, so I'm the oldest child of 3.
Okay.
I've always been extremely strong-willed. If you ask my mother, she's like, you would think I was the most stubborn person on the face of the earth. My parents, had me when they were young. They were like 21, fresh out of college. Mm-hmm. And they did not know what to do with this stubborn child that literally came with the thing that she knew everything. Couldn't tell me nothing. So when I said that this is what I was going to do, my family knows me. There was not going to be any talking me out of it. Yeah. They could say whatever they want, but I was going to do it anyway.
Right.
And, even to this day, my mother's like, you have a degree in social work. You know what I mean? Like, use your degree. I am using my degree.
There you are. Exactly.
I'm actually helping people. What I love as a life coach and an intuitive consultant, I literally get to tune into the individual that I'm working with. I get to see into them. I get to know them in a very intimate way that they don't even oftentimes know themselves.
Yeah.
And I get to help them and bring that out of them, bring all that potential and that greatness and everything that they say they want out of them that is right there that they don't know how to do themselves. Yes. And I'm like, that is what it's all about. That is what I came here for. That is what I was meant to do. My degrees were just a stepping stone to give me the knowledge and the information and the wherewithal to do that.
Right.
So were they supportive? Not really, but at the same time, it didn't matter.
Exactly.
I'm never going to let that stop me.
I love that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about you being intuitive. Mm-hmm. Some of your coaching sessions or all of your coaching sessions. Now, I do have some experience with being intuitive myself. And actually, I had a guest on the show that she really worked with energy. Mm-hmm. and stones, using mm-hmm. stones. And I know for everyone, there's a different process that you do prior to working with someone, right? So I'm just curious, do you meditate prior to, so that you're able to focus in solely on their energy and not getting it mixed up with your own energy or with your expectations of how the session's going to go?
That's a great question. Actually, my process has really evolved over time.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been doing this work in this capacity now for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I would say that when I first started, when I was new, when I was still a little kind of unsure of myself, mm-hmm. I would go through a more step-by-step process of let me meditate, let me take my intention, mm-hmm. Let me, especially, not even so much maybe before a coaching session, but particularly if I was doing energy work, because I am a Reiki master as well. So I do energy healing and spiritual healing as well. Mm-hmm. And so I was very intentional in that. Mm-hmm. Now it's so much a part of me, I don't really have to. It's who I am. It's who I am. And so when I'm talking to somebody, I can just start tuning into, and when I say intuitive, I don't want people feeling like I'm delivering messages, I'm giving you a reading. It's not that way.
Right.
I do readings. Yes. That's a whole separate thing. Okay. What I'm really talking about is that I'm taking that time to be present with you, yes. and see you and fill in the gaps in your life that you can't see.
Right.
So a lot of times it might look like pointed questions that you may not have thought about. Sometimes it is just pointing out the truth, the reality of the situation that you never thought about, that you didn't even consider, that nobody else has ever told you.
Right.
And so it's a combination of things. But no, I've trained myself. So I'm very good at, I know my stuff, I think that's one thing, actively doing your own healing work. I'm very clear about what my stuff is. Mm-hmm. So my stuff is not going to get in the way of my client stuff.
I love that. That's a great answer. Thank you. I appreciate that. And as I don't know, as of last year, I started to see a lot more people coming out saying that they are intuitive, or that they have some sort of intuitive practice. You know, if it's an intuitive hairstylist or
oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen that. Marketing is real.
Right. So, you know, I really love it because growing up, I had no idea what that was. I just knew I was different. You know what I mean?
Yes, I can relate. Yeah.
So it's comforting to see that, to where people are, I mean, nowadays people are coming out of every type of closet and standing proud because it's who they are. And I salute you for doing what you're doing, because despite if a person sees it as the norm or not, the fact is that you decided to do it because this is something that you wanted to do, and you're not doing it because someone else wanted you to do it, is commendable. You know, I don't think a lot of people have courage to do that.
For me, you know, people ask me all the time, especially people who knew me kind of back in the social work days. They were like, Ava Laura, how did you get from social work to, you know, having your own practice and doing this work, and especially for this long? You know, how have you done that? And I always tell them that, you know, for me, it wasn't a choice. I didn't have a choice. You know, once I was very clear about who I am and why I came here and how I am to serve and how I am to add value to people's lives, I could not go back. I couldn't. I could not work for somebody. I could not help people to maintain their dysfunction. I couldn't be a part of a system that wasn't helping but was hurting. I literally can't do it.
Yeah.
So I had to find my own way, and it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy, but I had no choice, because once I was so clear about who I am, I had to figure out a way to make it work.
Yes.
That's why I'm such a proponent. I tell people you have to get help. It has not been an easy walk. You have to have your success team. You have to have people around you who are going to support you and who are going to lift you up. And on your bad days where you're like, am I crazy? Should I go get a job? Should I go do this? You're going to say, no, Ava Laura, keep going. Keep going.
Oh,
keep going.
Yes.
You need that. And I'm that for so many people. You know, so many people. You know, I'm blessed to be that guide, be that motivator, be that encourager, but also give you a step-by-step plan to make it a reality for you.
Wow. I love that. And, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a woman that's viewing this video right now, or maybe there's a man, right? And they have decided what I'm currently doing is not for me. I'm making the leap. Now, I know from experience, when you decide to make that leap, everyone is not going to be on board with you.
Right.
And it's difficult to keep moving forward when you don't have your cheerleaders, whatever you want to call them, pushing you, giving you, you can do it, you can do this. This is, you know, don't worry about that. Do you can do this, walk in your purpose. So that man or woman that's currently viewing, they could be in that situation right now. They may have woken up today and said, you know what, I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna get some new clients, I'm gonna get some new customers, and all day long he heard the word no. So now they're like, you know what, when I get up in the morning, I'm gonna go to careerbuilder.com, I'm gonna call my staffing agency. What type of advice can you give that viewer right now who's like, I know I don't want to work for anybody else because that's not what I'm supposed to do, compared to getting up and saying, you know what, new day, it's fresh, I can do this, I just got to keep moving forward?
Yeah, great question. You know, I love my clients, right? And one of the things that I have seen with them is that sort of the common denominator, it doesn't matter what field that they're in, is that they're very mission driven and they're hungry for more. They really care about the life that they lead, they live. They care about the legacy that they leave. They care about doing meaningful and big and great work in the world.
Yes.
And for whatever reasons, what happened is they're doing it unfulfilled. They are suffering in silence, and they're literally brokenhearted because they can't figure out how to make it happen.
Right.
They can't do it. And they've tried. They've read The Secret. They've read the books. They've gone to the retreats. They've gone to Oprah, Live Your Best Life. They've gotten a business coach, and they still can't figure out how to make it work.
Right.
Right. And so, you know, and I love it when they come to me and they're like, Ava Laura, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, you're here. You're doing it. You're here.
Yes.
So, you know, really, there's this talk that I give, you know, it's about the three steps of the clear next best steps to creating the life that you really want. And I'm not going to go into that whole thing, but it's on YouTube. But really the 3 steps are acceptance. And that's simply accepting your situation for what it is right now. Doesn't mean that you like it. It doesn't mean that it's comfortable for you. It simply means that you are aware. You're consciously aware of where you are right now.
Okay.
And so when you recognize and see it for what it is, I need to change, I'm not happy. And this unhappiness, it can be in your job, it can be in your business, it can be in your relationships, it can be personally with yourself, feeling lost and feeling stuck and unmotivated. It doesn't matter where it's occurring. It simply means that you are aware that this is where I am right now. So back to my story, I was aware that I hated my job. I was in a situation that was not working for me. I was miserable. I was depressed. I was unhappy, and something had to change. Right. So that was. Then the second thing that you have to do is you got to ask for help. You have to ask for help. Right. And so for me, my first ask for help was crying out to God, like, please help me because I don't know what to do.
Right.
And then after that, there was a series of people. When I tell you, you know, when I get where I want to go, because I'm not even there yet, I'm still in the process. I don't think it ever ends.
Right.
I'm going to have so many people to thank. Like, I'm going to be one of those people that have this long list of, okay, I can't even name all of these people because the music is going to be running out and accepting my awards. So let me just thank anybody that has something to do with my success.
Yes.
I literally have so many people. And I tell people, like, you know, we talk about it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a dream. It takes a village to live your dreams. I mean, it's that severe. It's that serious. It's that crucial. So I have this long list. So you have to ask. You have to put yourself out there and ask for help.
Yes.
Can't, oh, I'm scared to ask for help. Oh, every time I ask for help, nobody helps me or nobody's there for me. Or, oh, I have to do it all myself because if I don't do it, nobody can. That's not going to work.
Right.
Have a big dream. If there's changes that you're trying to make, you know that you're not happy where you are right now. The only way that that's going to really help take place and change is if you ask for help, is that you get guidance from people who know more than you.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me interrupt you for a second. You have to ask for help from people who know more than you. You cannot ask if you, okay. You cannot, you know what? This is a tough spot for me because I've actually shared this information with friends and family members, right? Mm-hmm. And this particular person they were in jail, okay? Mm-hmm. And they were getting advice from another person that was in jail.
Also in jail.
Also in jail. And they were asking, hey, how can I make $1 million? Mm. Oh, well, all you got to do is you got to take advantage of this, go over here, say this instead of this, and then you'll get that. So I told them, how in the world are you trying to take advice from someone that's never even seen that $1 million? How are you going to take advice from someone that is in the exact same boat as you? Now, granted, I will say this. There are people that can give good advice, right? They're able to dish out that fantastic medicine, but it's hard for them to take their own.
That's right.
But that particular statement that you made, I'm like, you know, amen, walls and lights, because that's something that people have to understand. in order to help you to grow, to move from point A to point B, and you're reaching out and you're asking for help, you make sure you're asking the right person.
Right person. Yeah. Not your mama, not your sister, not your auntie who doing the same exact stuff that you doing. That's where you learned it from, and you gonna ask them like they're gonna help you.
No, don't do it.
No, Ava Laura, I don't need counseling. I don't need coaching. When I need help, I go to my family. Okay, no. What is your family doing exactly? Is your family doing what you want to do?
Right. Like, no, they go to work every morning, come home tired and upset, and start all over again the next day.
And that's that's people staying in their comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's them staying average with what they know. And if you want to do anything great in the world, and this is what I tell people, it's not a weakness when you ask for help. When you want to do anything great in the world, if you don't need help, you ain't doing nothing.
That's right.
You ain't doing nothing. If you don't need my help, if you don't need anybody's help, if you can do it all on your own, that means you're playing so small in the world, you ain't doing nothing.
Oh my God. Yes, ma'am. That is it. If they have not heard anything in this entire interview, I need for them to rewind, 15, 20 seconds and play this part again. That is so true. Okay. So
yeah. Oh, but let me go to the third thing real quick. Okay. And so you accept your situation, you ask for help. Then the third thing that you have to do, and this is my AAA, you got to take action.
Yes.
Don't sit on it.
Yes.
Don't sit on it. So many of us, we will go out, we'll take this training program, we'll work with this coach, that person, and I call it spiritual sampling. Oh, shiny, pretty thing. We'll just go to the next, to the next, to the next, and we never implement.
Yeah.
Never take action. All we do is collect information.
Yep.
You have to actually utilize what you learn. You have to utilize what you have been gifted with. If you don't use it, what do you have it for?
Ooh, that's good.
So that action piece, so many people get hung up on that and simply taking one thing. Just take one thing if you took one thing that you learned and implemented, it would change your life.
Yes. Wow.
I mean, I remember I had a consultation with a woman, and we were talking, and I'm telling her about my programs and kind of the different ways that she can work with me. And I was telling her about one program in particular, and she was like, "So what do I get with that? What materials?" I said, "You give me. What you talking about?" Well, do I get worksheets? I said, "You want worksheets?" I said, "How's that worked for you in the past?"
Oh, see?
We just want to collect stuff just to have stuff.
Yes, an information hoarder.
I'm trying to help you. I don't care about the stuff. If you need the stuff, I'll give it to you, because my job is to make sure that you get what you need. But if you don't need it, I'm not going to give you stuff to distract you just to say, "Oh, I gave you all this information." No.
Yes.
No.
Whew. That's powerful, because you're right. People are being conditioned to believe that they need to have something tangible to hold on to confirm that they're learning something, when in actuality it is about that action.
Yep.
Take notes. There's your tangible thing. Review your notes, put that stuff into action. So
you get a recording, go back and listen and implement. How about that?
There's your team.
You're right. It's that conditioning.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And so much of, the work is helping you to release that conditioning that no longer serves you.
Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is good stuff. Oh my God. They are getting a session in this interview right now. I hope. Look, I feel like I'm being I'm your client right now, because the information that you're sharing is really priceless. Because once you do all of those 3 steps, as you mentioned, and then that final one being action, your life will change.
Absolutely.
It's
It
not,
can't help but change.
exactly. You have to, you got to put that into work, and I know that people will see a change. So I really hope that everyone is really listening and paying attention. Ava Laura, I would love it if you could actually share how people can reach out to you to get more information.
Sure. So one of the things, so obviously I have a website, and you know, my name is Ava Laura. I'm Googleicious. Like, there is no other Ava Laura. So literally you type in AVAL, I'm gonna pop up. You don't have to finish my name. I will pop up. But you know, you can go to my website, avalaura.com, AVALAURA.com. That has all of my information. I'm on all social media, so you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on everything, Google, whatever, everything. So you can find me. So wherever your favorite hangout spot is, you can connect with me. And for those of you watching today, whenever you see this, I do want to gift you with a complimentary 20-minute consultation with me.
Nice.
For watching this, as a thank you also to Natasha. So you can email me at avalaura@avalaura.com and just put in the subject "Feel Good Show."
Yes. Yes.
Good show. And I will gift you with a 20-minute complimentary consultation. And I say complimentary because it's not free. My time is not free, and neither is yours.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Awesome. I hope that they do, because this few minutes with you, I feel I'm filled.
Awesome.
I feel filled.
Awesome.
Where I have to release it and start putting this stuff into work. So thank you so very much. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, for really taking time out and being my special guest. I'm truly honored. Make sure that everyone please go and visit her at All Things Social. She's Googleicious. I love that. She's Googleicious. So make sure to check her out and take advantage of that awesome promotion, right? 20-minute free consultation. You just got a little bit today. So I know it's going to be all that and some during your one-on-one time. So again, thank you, Ava Laura, for taking time out. Take care.
Healing begins when we make a conscious shift to do so. Make a shift with Chakra Wanda at chakrawanda.weebly.com. Get weight loss and cleansing off to a fast start with the 9-day supply of the Cleansing and Fat Burning System. You may experience greater energy, weight loss boost, improved muscle tone, balanced digestion, reduced cravings. Find it at rectorwellness.com.
Thank you.